We got Chase in the booth for COTA. NASCAR sets its official date for the Hendrick appeal, and Chevrolet announces the official end of the Camaro. So what direction will they go in? Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, Chase Elliott will be in the Fox NASCAR booth for COTA. A lot of people have wanted to see that. Also, NASCAR has set the official appeal date for Hendrick Motorsports. It will be Wednesday morning, according to Bob Pockrass. And just to make it official, you see that here. Hendrick appeal will be Wednesday morning. And so there you go. Obviously, after Wednesday morning of next week, we will have a lot to talk about, obviously. But another big news story dropped this week that Chevrolet officially announced that 2024 will be the last model run for the current Camaro. But it might not be completely over with yet. And because 2024 is the last year, what will Chevrolet run in NASCAR? It begs a lot of questions. But let's take a look at this article from Motor Trend. Alex Kirsten from Motor Trend with the article, "The Chevy Camaro isn't dead, it's just resting." The Chevrolet Camaro as we know it is dead. The company just announced that the 6th generation of the long-running pony car will be discontinued at the end of 2024 model year, and it's likely it'll be dead permanently in a form we're familiar with, a gas-powered two-door coupe or convertible. But, as has been rumored, and which was obliquely referenced in Chevrolet's release, the Camaro nameplate will survive. In what form remains to be seen, but you can probably guess it rhymes with TV. Of course, right there, Alex is referencing that the Camaro might come back and it might be in EV form. It would most likely share a platform with the four-door Cadillac EV that's coming out. And there also are some rumors that Corvette is going to be a brand of its own, not just the Chevrolet Corvette. It'll be the Corvette. I think you've seen the story earlier on this channel where Corvette is going to have an SUV and a four-door coupe. I didn't name it a four-door coupe. It is a four-door car as a sedan, but they're calling it a four-door coupe. Don't blame me, blame them. So Corvette is in for that. And of course, they've got various performance models of the Corvette. But that four-door coupe could be one thing that they base it on. Let's look further into this article. The Camaro is dead for now. We've heard rumors of that for a while. Given GM's company-wide EV proclamations, the Camaro might just evolve into electron-powered, muscle-bound sedan. Think about what the Dodge is up to with the Charger Daytona. So there you go, more fuel to that fire. Like I said, Cadillac has the Celestiq or whatever they're calling that thing. Here's a picture of it right here. Cadillac has that right there. So we know for sure that GM likes to share platforms, right? That's one of GM's things it always does, right? So you have to imagine from that platform would be the next, basically, whatever that Corvette coupe four-door sedan is going to be, and the new Camaro coupe, or some people have claimed that it's going to be called the Chevelle or whatever. But anyway, it is probably going to be based off of this platform right here from Cadillac. So they're sort of going in the same direction as Dodge. And it's also interesting that they mentioned Dodge in that as well, because Dodge has also said that they are interested in getting into NASCAR. Although talks have cooled recently, it wouldn't surprise me that when NASCAR goes to its new hybrid engine and stuff like that, the Dodge and their Charger Daytona are in the mix for that. All right, let's continue in the article here. Chevy definitely left the door open a crack for that possibility, as Scott Bell, vice president of Global Chevrolet, mentioned in a statement. While we are not announcing an immediate successor today, rest assured this is not the end of Camaro's story. Meanwhile, the Camaro will bow out with a special collector's edition package that will be available on the 2024 RS, SS, and a few ZL1s. It'll have something to do with the original first-generation Camaro's project code name, Panther. So there you go. They're going to produce it through 2024. That's what I wanted to talk about there. So technically in 2024, I think Chevrolet could still run the Camaro, and I think that's probably what they will plan to do. So next year, I wouldn't expect a change. I would expect for Chevrolet to run the Camaro, but 2025, I think, would be the year. So 2025, if you look towards 2025, what possible car could Chevrolet run? Well, the only car that they've really got left is the Chevrolet Malibu, and a lot of people were saying, hey, that car is going to be axed. But according to the GM authority, the Chevrolet Malibu will get another generation. Let's take a look at that. That news may come as a shock to those readers who have been following GM Authority's coverage thus far. Back in 2019, we reported that the current 9th generation Chevrolet Malibu was slated to sunset in 2024, while in 2020 we reported that the future of the Malibu nameplate was uncertain. Now, however, GM Authority has learned from sources familiar with the matter that GM has decided to keep the Malibu nameplate kicking, or at least one more generation. Not only that, but we have some interesting details sharing GM's plans for the new next-gen Malibu. For starters, the new model will ride on a variant of the GM VSS-F platform, especially the larger DE variant. This variant differs from the smaller platform variant that underpins the Chevrolet Trailblazer and the Chevrolet Trax, also known as the VSS-F BC platform variant. Now, I don't know what all those platforms mean, and I don't really care. I just know that for 2025, we will have a Malibu, and the Malibu is a sedan, right? We already have a sedan in the series in the Toyota Camry, so... and basically at this point, it's just, a body and you put a nose on it and different hood louvers. Oh, God bless the hood louvers, right? So anyway, it would just be a different nose and it would probably have the same body or a similar body, to the Toyota Camry, at least where the window placement is and stuff like that. So it wouldn't be that big of a stretch or a leap in imagination. So that is one option. Of course, the other options are, like I said, they could have that Corvette 4-door. They could have a Chevrolet based off of that, right? Or they could just run the Corvette 4-door, whatever Chevrolet wants to do with that as far as their branding goes. Or they could be having this other completely different muscle car coming out. A lot of people have rumored that it's going to be something with a Chevelle nameplate, and it could be a hybrid. So then it begs the question, if Chevrolet comes out with an all-EV car, how could they possibly run it in the Cup Series where it's, V8 rear-wheel drive? Well, we know in 2024, possibly, NASCAR will go to their new hybrid variant of the engine where it's a gas engine with an electric boost to it. So, to me, it wouldn't be that big of a deal if Chevrolet just used a body from an electric car. I think that's what Dodge most likely plans on doing. So... I would compare it to when Chevrolet went with the Lumina, which was a front-wheel drive car, when all the other cars that were competing in NASCAR at the time were rear-wheel drive cars, namely the Ford Thunderbird. So the Thunderbird was rear-wheel drive, the NASCAR Cup Series car was rear-wheel drive, but the Chevrolet Lumina was a front-drive sedan, but in racing form, it was a rear-drive V8. So it wouldn't be that big of a stretch, because this has gone on for a long time in NASCAR, so I don't think it would be that big of a deal that Chevrolet runs a car that is completely different from the car that is on the track. It's just a body on top of a car. It's not that shocking or groundbreaking to me, but you know what? Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. I know whenever we talk about electric cars, it gets really fun for everybody. So, and I was being sarcastic there. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. If you made it this far, feel free to subscribe to the channel. All your subscriptions mean a lot, and if you already subscribed, I appreciate you all as well. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace. Oh yeah, one more thing. Atlantic City is getting an F1 race, so there is a possibility that the F1 track that they put there, NASCAR could run on that F1 track at some point. So yeah, but that's a thought for another day, I think.